Hi, I'm Kathy. Thanks for checking out the second video in the Working for Wonka How to Write a Business Plan series. In this video, we're going to talk about the executive summary and the business description. However, as far as the executive summary is concerned, all I want to say is this. It's the first section of your business plan, but it's the last thing that you should write. You may think you know what's going into this document, but honestly, until you go through the process of researching and writing your business plan, you really don't know. Some of your key business assumptions may change before you're done with this document. So for right now, as far as the executive summary is concerned, hold your horses. Figuratively and literally, if you happen to have them, we'll get to that section later. We're going to start with the business description. Now, before you write your business description, think about this. Your business plan is not a sales document. It shouldn't sound salesy. Your claims shouldn't be grandiose. Even if you are writing this document because you're trying to sell the company, quite frankly, or because you're trying to secure financing, if the language sounds too pie in the sky, the readers of the document are going to think it's too good to be true. They're going to question your assumptions and your data. So we're going to take a lesson from Joe Friday and Dragnet and say, as you write this document, keep telling yourself just the facts, ma'am. Or to be really cliche, I'm going to say, keep it real. And do me a favor, if you don't know who Joe Friday and Dragnet is, keep that to yourself because you make the rest of us feel old. So how do you write your business description? Think of it as an expanded elevator pitch. Just like when someone steps off of that elevator, they should know about you, who you are, what you do, what makes you unique at what you do, and where you think you're going. That's exactly what you want your business description to do. It's going to be slightly longer than an elevator pitch, but actually not much longer. You're going to do this by answering the questions who, what, where, how, and I'm going to say with whom. We're just not going to answer them in that exact order. We're going to start with the what. And this is going to feel a little dry, but your first paragraph needs to say the basic facts. What's the name of the company? What industry are you playing in? What's your product or service? What's your legal structure, meaning how are you incorporated or not incorporated? And how long have you been in business? Now, you may have been in business for 3 years and you've never written a business plan. You know what? That's fine. In fact, it would not be uncommon if you work for an entrepreneur. The fact that you've been in business for 3 years is actually going to be a good thing because that means you've got some historical data that we can include and look at later in the document. So if you've been in business for a while, be sure you include that. Now, as I said, this first paragraph is going to feel a little dry, but keep in mind, you're not writing great prose. You're writing a business plan. Just the facts. Follow the what with the who. Now, this is your opportunity to kind of stroke your entrepreneur's ego a little bit. You want to say who founded this company and what makes them a rock star. What's their strength? What are they bringing to the party that makes them the right person to found this company? Now, you may work for an entrepreneur who's founded 3 companies and they've all failed miserably. That's fine. And again, wouldn't be surprising for an entrepreneur. But there's something that entrepreneur is doing right that's allowed them to found 3 or 4 companies. You need to tap into that strength. Hopefully you know what that strength is. Maybe they're a product development genius or they're a sales genius. Whatever it is, you want to put that in this section. This is not the section for a complete bio. We don't need to know everything your entrepreneur has done since they were born. We're looking at their top line strength and how it relates to this company. An example of that might be successful entrepreneurs Tom and Jerry bring vast experience to how to build a better mousetrap. Well known for his product development savvy, Tom has launched and ultimately sold multiple business ventures in the rodent confinement industry. Entrepreneur Jerry, who's best known for being fast on his feet and a skilled salesman, has been at Tom's side for decades, serving as product tester and rodent recruiter. Now, of course, that's kind of silly, but all I'm trying to say is we're highlighting what the main strengths are that relate to this business. You're also going to list what the partnership details are and if there are any other employees in the company that have an equity stake. Follow the who with the where. Where are you trying to go with this company? If you work for the kind of company that has a mission statement, you want to include that here. I find them a bit corny myself, but this would be the place for them if you have one. You also want to call out what your short and long-term goals are. Now, one or both of these should be a financial goal, but other goals might be a geographic goal, a distribution goal, maybe a product development goal. Your long-term goal, at a minimum, should probably have a financial component to it, and it may also be the exit strategy for the company. Follow the where with the how. How do you plan on getting there? This is where you're going to give a brief description of your product or service and your business model and explain what about one or both of those gives you a strategic advantage in your industry. Here's an example of what that might look like. The luxury accommodations provided by the How to Build a Better Mousetrap allows us to target an untapped consumer base, mice. Because of this, HBBM Inc. can forge new distribution avenues previously untapped by other rodent confinement manufacturers. Now again, this is kind of silly, but what we're showing here is that our strategic advantage is that our product has a unique benefit that allows us to sell in channels of trade that haven't been tapped for this product line, and allows us to sell to a whole new group of consumers that would be unusual for this type of product. Follow the how with the who. Who's joining you on this road trip? This would be any strategic relationships, key vendors that you may be working with. If you've been in business for a while and maybe you have an exclusive retailer or buyer, that's a definite strategic advantage. You want to include that. If you're working with some rock star legal or financial partners, maybe give them a sentence each. And then you also want to include key management bio. And I mean only key management, not your whole company. All you're trying to do is say that you were smart enough to gather a team of badasses to help you get where you're wanting to go. And again, just a paragraph on each. Full bios come later. But what that might look like is our head of procurement, Attila the Hun, brings decades of experience robbing and pillaging. He's best known for his successful invasion of... And I would complete that sentence, but it would require me to Google Attila the Hun, and quite frankly, I just didn't have time. And that's it. You want to answer the question, what, who, where, how, and with whom, and you're done with your business description. Now, some people make the business description 10 pages long. You really don't need to. If you can answer these questions succinctly in a paragraph each, you've done your job. Move on to the next section. Speaking of moving on to the next section, our next video is on your product or service description. Thanks for watching the Working for Wonka How to Write a Business Plan series. For more information on Working for Wonka or on how to write a business plan, check out workingforwonka.com. I look forward to helping you survive the entrepreneur boss. Thanks.